Good evening, my Rosalynds and Rosikins. Mother is back. And in this video, I want to talk about having a debt free mindset and touch more on my debt free journey in paying off my $23,000 worth of student loans. So, as you know, the three pillars of my channel that I feel will elevate any woman in life would be to be skinny, pretty, and wealthy. And this series, Mother I'm a Rich Man, touches on the wealth aspect. And one thing that I don't believe go hand in hand with wealth is debt. Now, I understand that there are some very rich people, billionaires, trillionaires, multi and the high millionaires, who might disagree and say that in order to build wealth, you have to have debt to leverage it and all that. Well, I am obviously at the baby steps of my wealth journey, and so I am not going to set myself up for debt failure to have quote unquote leverage. Okay, I can only speak from me as a regular person building her own wealth for herself, building a business, and going higher and reaching my financial goals. I can only touch on my own experience and what I'm knowledgeable about and what I've lived financially. And so, what I've lived financially is getting rid of my student loans debt because that wasn't leveraging shit. And for some of you, it might be credit card debt. Then again, some of you might be a mortgage or a car, whatever the thing is, maybe medical bills. So, again, debt is debt. It means to owe someone money that you have borrowed, period. There's no other special way of saying it. That is what debt is. And so, if you want to stop being a borrower and stop being a slave to an institution, someone, a bank, whatever that you borrow that money from, and you want to be free to, where every dollar that comes in is yours and no one else except for bills and, whatever else you want to spend your money on at your discretion, then listen up. I'm going to talk about the debt free mindset that you need to have in order to become debt free. Okay. So, the first thing I can say when it comes down to having a debt free mindset is that you have to understand why you want to be debt free. That was one of the first things that mother had to really think about. Well, why do I want to be debt free? Well, I want to be debt free because I don't want to be anxious as fuck every 5 seconds, worrying about this dollar, that dollar, who I owe, who this owes to. I did not want to be a slave to anybody. When I owe people money, it makes me anxious as fuck. I'm gonna be honest. It makes me really think about my life decisions. It makes me feel like, oh my God, I have to hurry up and make money and pay them back. I get in my own head when I am indebted to something or someone, especially in regards to money. And I realized that that was one of my biggest motivations to not wanting to be in debt. Another motivation for me is that I want a luxurious life. And some might say that you can have luxury with debt. I don't believe so. For me, a luxurious life, because I could define my own version of luxurious living, is that the money that I make, the money that I've earned, the money that's passive income for me is all mine. I get to decide where I want to put that money at. Because when I'm sowing a seed into different things that matter to me, so like sowing a seed into my skinniness, sowing a seed into my prettiness, sowing a seed into my wealthiness, like those three pillars matter to me because they give me the freedom and help me level up as a woman, as an exotical. And so no, I I believe that being debt free means that I am luxuriously living. My money is no one else's but mine. That's a luxury. That's a privilege. Okay? And so that's what I thought, and that's why I still think to this day. To be debt free means that I have peace, I'm not stressed out financially, and I live luxuriously. Period. And so those are the mindsets of why I wanted to be debt free. Another thing you want to think about, second thing, right? How can I go about getting out of debt? How can I do it? How can I do it? For me, oh, 1 second. It tastes so good. Sorry, I was drinking some water, flavored water. So for me, I was working at Taco Bell part time. I was tutoring. I was teaching, like fully salaried. I was I worked at Rainbow before. I did summer teaching when I was still a student in college. I did, what else did I do? I think that was like basically it. I even, yeah, one time I opened a little Etsy shop, but that wasn't even any money really at that moment in time. I think I earned like $15 from that. Good times. Also, just so you're tracking my Rosalind's, Mother's gonna be opening up an Etsy shop again and doing tarot readings and spells. Just so that we're clear, I'll make sure to make a video about it or, drop more information in the future. But I'm excited to be opening my Etsy shop. Okay, whatever. So yeah. But cool. So, those are the things that I did. So basically I had a part-time job. Oh, I worked at Little Caesars as well. I worked at a sandwich shack before. I did so many different things on top of my salary teaching job in order to make money, bro. Like I did so much. And so this is another thing I want to say. I increased my income by doing side gigs on top of my salary job so that I can actually make enough money in order to pay off my debt. I also joined the military. I know, crazy. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. I also joined the military. And just so you know, if you ever think about joining the military, make sure you ask for what jobs have bonuses. Because I was not about to sign my life away, right? And not get a bonus. You had me fucked up. Okay? Okay. And so that was something else I did. You see, mother has always been a hustler. When I realized no one's coming to save me, I said, fuck that. I'm going to save myself. And so I did what needed to be done to give myself the best possible life that I can give myself at that moment at such a young age in my early 20s, and with student loan debt. So again, I also sacrificed by not having a car, right? So, and I remember on my other video, I told you, like, I literally was so desperate to pay off my student loan debts that I got scammed twice. And lost about 15K total. So I'm just saying, if I could still do it by the age of 25, paying off my student loan debt, even with getting scammed, even with doing multiple side gigs, even without having a car, also child free helped a whole fucking lot. And being child free and all these different things, I think you'll manage, hun. I think you will manage. You think that you are shit out of luck, but no, you have so many options if only you sit down, think about what you're passionate about, think about what you enjoy doing, and even what is just available to you. You ain't got to enjoy everything you do to make money to pay off your debt. But all I'm saying is, as Dave Ramsey has said, and he's a great person I listened to during my debt-free journey, go gazelle intense, which means give it your all. Do whatever you got to do. Even if it comes to getting off a 9 to 5 and then going on a 5 to 1 or something, like a little part-time job after work. Like, do it. Do whatever you can. Oh my God, that is evil. It's wicked. It's so wicked. It literally sucks the life right out of you. I kid you not, I've been there. I was so sad and depressed and I felt trapped. I was so anxious. I remember the first time that I was able to actually save 6K. I was so happy. Then I turned around and put that towards my student loan debt. Because I was like, I'm safe now after, I had stable job again through like the military and stuff. And it was just like so nerve wracking. But I was determined. I said, I'm not about to die in poverty. I'm not about to take on more debt. I'm going to be debt free because this is the right thing to do. One, because you borrow those people money, you got to pay it back. Fuck what everybody else say about not paying your debt. If you have debt, pay it off. Look, it's better to be safe than sorry. Imagine if I was waiting for student loan debt relief and didn't take care of my debt. I'd be up shit creek without a paddle right now. My interest rate and everything else would be crazy. Like when the COVID, oh, that's another thing. My debt was during the COVID shutdown, where after I graduated college, and so within those like 3 to 4 years, that's when I went ham. I was like, I need to pay this off. I need to pay this off. I need to pay this off. So my thing is just like use every opportunity you have to pay off your debt. Is what I'm saying. Whether it's getting a part-time job, making a passive income. Some people use TikTok to pay off their debt. I see people that literally film their debt journey for content and be able to pay it off through what they earn on social media. Like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you feel is relatable to others, like Beyonce type of energy where you turn lemons and make lemonade, you take your pain, you alchemize it to make profit. So like I'm someone like that. Like things that really get to me, I take that and I use that after I realized that I could heal from it, and then I share it with the world. What I'm comfortable with and what I feel will empower my Rosalynds. Because my life is a testimony, and I want you to know that there is hope. Whether you're a child free woman or a single mother or a married woman or a woman that's dating, whatever you find yourself in life, I want you to know that, baby, you're a woman, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're talented, and you have a story to share, and you have a way to, alchemize that to make profit. If you look at our exotic channels as well, this can be another way for you to use that money to pay off your debt. So, like for us, we share things that we've gone through in life. We share our stories. We share other people's stories. We give you advice from our personal experiences. We give you insight into spirituality, into finances, into beauty, social concepts, social constructs, social dynamics, relationships, dating. We do all this, sex, sexuality, etc., etc. Like, we will talk religion. We talk to you about everything, my Roslins. Within the Exotic community, each of our content creators, we do what we have to do, and we share what we share that's, close to our hearts and our personal experiences. And through sharing, we help other beautiful women, other exoticals. And therefore, we're able to turn that into profit because of your views, which we appreciate. But what I'm saying is that as a beautiful, pretty ass Roslyn, baby, you have so many options to take care of that debt you got, no matter what the fuck it is. And I want you to understand that, because sometimes we feel as women that we are shit creek without a paddle. Meanwhile, y'all done given us everything we need. Just to be born a woman is a privilege. You are divine feminine. You are beauty destined. Do not forget that where there's a will, there's a way. You're going to find a way or make one. Period. Okay, another thing that you want to, well, the third thing is that you want to think about, what will life be like after debt? So after I'm debt free, what can I do with all this money that I've been pouring into this debt? Well, so good. What you can do, my Rosalynds, is this. What mother thought about after I got debt free, I said, I'm taking all these extra thousands I be saving up every year and putting it into a Roth IRA, my Roth TSP, my Fidelity brokerage accounts, etc., my high yield savings accounts. I'm there. It's going there. My sinking funds, it's going there. That's what I'm doing with my money. Okay. Self care, buying certain things that will elevate my beauty that I could do at home to save money, healthy groceries, budgeting, like all this stuff that I say prioritizes my journey. And sometimes we spend our money on foolishness after we're able to free up our money after our debt free journey. Right? Mother's been guilty. Mother's been guilty of it doing this year. But I'm saying no fucking more. Times are getting hard out here, and I don't want to be on the struggle bus. You know what I'm saying? Self-inflicted struggle is one thing versus, circumstantial inflicted struggle, where it's like, okay, I went to college and got a degree, so I'm in debt. That's different from, oh, I have an addiction to pancakes or something. No shade. Oh, that's literally me. Okay, no, it's not. I'm not gonna claim the addiction. I don't have an addiction to pancakes. I just like sweet shit. And that's bad, because then you eat out or then you be buying stuff, you got no business, that takes you away from being pretty, skinny, and wealthy. Get your life. So like I said, mother is human. So I'm saying this because I want you to know, I understand. Like, once you have become that free, then you're like, I got all this money. But then you're gonna find yourself back in the soup kitchen if you don't get your priorities straight. Okay? You have done a great thing. You're debt free now. Now you need to start automating your money. So let's say that you have an emergency fund and you want it to be like 10K. So that means every month, maybe you should put 1,000 towards it if you have 1,000 left over, or 500 towards it, right? Maybe you want to get into investing now since you're debt free. Well, maybe 300 every 2 weeks or every month into like a Fidelity brokerage account. I would say start with Roth. So your Roth is your retirement account. A Roth IRA means that you pay taxes now. When you take it out, when you're older, you don't have to pay taxes. Roth TSP, if you're military or federal government affiliated, you don't have to pay taxes later. You pay it now. So whatever money grows inside that account is yours, period. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, maximize your retirement accounts, then focus on your brokerage, right? maximize your emergency fund, then focus on your sinking funds, you know? Or sometimes you could do all of it all at the same time, just put a little bit in each area. My thing though is that you should have at least $5,000 in your emergency fund, I believe. Or they say 3 to 6 months worth of savings for like your needs. And only you know how much that would be. Like for me, I'm a child free woman, I'm single. So for me, it might be about what? A good emergency fund might be 5,000 minimum. For you, it might be 10K minimum because you might have a baby, a husband, etc., a family, and I don't have that. I just have me to worry about. So, these are different things you want to think about. And I also thought about how, because now I'm not like indebted to anybody, I can actually use that money to go towards things that will make me even more money. So maybe you need a new laptop for your content creation. Maybe you need a microphone, a camera. Maybe you need better lighting. Maybe you need new clothes for like that new job you're trying to go to, or go to events where you can socialize and look pretty and elevate yourself. Maybe you want to pour more money into your beauty fund so that you can elevate your look, so that you get more attention on social media or in real life. Like once you become debt free, the world is your oyster, right? The world's your oyster already. I always want you to remember this. You are never up the creek without a paddle. My beautiful Rosalynds, you have the world at your feet. But you have got to hone in on what you want to focus on. For mother, there are three things that I believe that I will always live by as a woman. That's to be pretty, skinny, and wealthy. Okay? So my outer appearance, my internal health, and my wallet. Those three things will give me the life I want no matter who comes and goes, right? As long as those two things are good, I got options, right? So that's my thing, what I believe for me. And the things that I also feel like too that are important to me is authenticity, honesty, and I feel like there was one more. I don't think it's identity. Maybe it is identity. Identity, authenticity, and honesty. Like I'm big on like those things. And so, well, I think it's creativity, authenticity, and honesty. Those two things I'm big on. Like I love being myself. I love having those traits and upholding those values, because those things right there help mother to be mother and have taken me far. And so my thing is just like when it comes down to you on your wealth building journey, never forget what you pour into, what's important to you, because what you value, your money will go to. So like me, sometimes I struggle with overeating and binging. And like literally sometimes I struggle with like, what is it eating unhealthy? It's like I can't stop. I'll be honest. But I know I can, but it's just like I have it. And so now mother is working on relearning other habits, because I've come a long way with my weight loss journey, just like, all of you have, I'm sure. And so it's like you get to like the middle point, you almost there, you're halfway there, and then you want to fuck up. Self-sabotage, one. Second of all, it's like too good to be true. It's like you won't let yourself fully reap the benefits of your hard work, and you need to let yourself do that. You need to understand you're great. You are great. You're a queen. And so same thing, the same concept with the food. How I remember mother said food cannot be your god, and I was also talking to myself, right? When I'm making my videos, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself. And I'm also taking my own advice, whether you like know that or not, because I'm still a student. I'm a teacher and a student. How about that? I'm a student of life. I don't know everything. I will never know everything. But what I am able to understand, I also like to share with you all. And so for me, just like the same concept that food can't be your God, like food cannot be my God. I cannot have so much food noise that I tune the fuck out and go mute with the things that I value in life, because I'm literally being controlled by my stomach. I can't do that. I can't keep doing that. I can't do that. And so same concept with wealth. You cannot sabotage yourself with your wealth where you end up impoverished because you don't have control of your finances. Every day you want to spend something. And mother's been showing that too. Like just over consuming, overindulging in order to master an emotional pains I'm going through, or things that I'm dealing with emotionally and mentally. Like we have got to get tough, my Roslins. Okay? Like the way that things are moving in this economy, we cannot afford to be down bad on our looks, on our health, and on our wealth. Honey, at that point, put us on the streets. Okay? Okay. Like I'm so serious. Like, do we have time to be fat, ugly, and broke? Bitch, where? I mean, hell no. Like, I'm not even kidding with you. Oh no, I rebuke that shit. Ugh, it can't find me. May this never find me. Ugh. Okay? It's giving dust to dust, ashes to ashes, because that's where I need to be if I'm fat, ugly, and broke all at the same time or at all. Like, you know, I'm so serious. Like, who has the time? It's like all that life we had to fight. And then to say the end on our story with being fat, ugly, and broke, bitch, where? Where? Like, okay. No, but sit where? So, like, this is what mother wants you to hone in. You being debt free is going to set you up for generations for the rest of your life and set up your generations if you happen to be a mother as well. For us, child free, I know you probably heard the book Die with Zero. Someone else talked about a lot of child free people talk about this, where you basically want to use all your wealth by the time you die, which means that all your money is for you, for your retirement, for your enjoyment, because you might not want to pass on anything. You just want it to, reap the benefits of your hard work with your own wealth. You don't want to give and, donate here, donate there. You want your money to be your money, right? And so my thing is like, once you are debt free, your money truly is your money. I want you to know this. Minus the taxes and the bills, Heifer, like everything is yours. Let me say Heifer. I'm sorry, forgive mother. My beautiful Rosalind's, everything is yours after that. Everything is yours. Okay? So you can go to trips around the world. You can invest in high skin care like Dior and shit. You can go to the grocery stores and go to Trader Joe's and what's that Erewhon? Please don't go to Erewhon. That's a waste of money. I'm sorry. I'm so about you living luxurious. But honey, I'm not spending $50 for a case of almond milk. You got me fucked up. No, I would never be that rich to be that dumb. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But you get my point. The point is that whatever your little heart desires, you can have it. Just get out of your debt and soar, my beautiful Rosalynds. Please do so. Because what's better than a wealthy woman? A pretty, wealthy, skinny woman. And that's just the truth. That's literally the truth. And I know that you will have a luxurious life once you're debt free, because a lot of people, especially Americans, a lot of Americans are in debt, and you don't want to have that same story. You want to be able to look at the internet, see different videos, and say, thank you, Lord, that I, took care of my finances. Thank you, Lord, that I don't have to worry about paying Sally Mae this month for student loans. Thank you, Lord, that my car is paid off. Thank you, Lord, my house is paid off. Thank you, Lord, I paid off all my medical bills. Like those things can really stunt your financial growth. So, like Mother said, I'm not here to judge anybody about whatever debt you find yourself in. What I'm saying is, where there's a will, there's a way to get yourself out of it. And once you're out of it, that money can go towards investments, savings, emergency funds, sinking funds, brokerage accounts, things that you prioritize, maybe a business idea, health, wealth, prettiness. Like, you have so many things you can put that money towards. Maybe your family, maybe your kids' tuition, like pass on generational wealth, or being able to fund yourself for the rest of your life and not worry about anybody else because you're set. So again, like you, my Boslins, mother cannot gush over this enough. There are so many blessings waiting for you. Once you get the debt free mindset, you just got to get it and then run with it, and then you're out of it. And next thing you know, you're on your wealth building journey. You got 100K invested. You got, 50K invested. You're literally at 250K invested now, and it keeps growing, and you keep investing and saving and living your life. So with that, mother is going to say, ciao. I love you, my Rosalynds.